If you are landlocked, I am now designing for the World Bank a program where we are connecting and building three ports in Angola to change the status of that country. So I just wanted to share with you, we are doing it. I'm designing the ports for the World Bank, and we're going to be putting them in strategic locations to change the profile of the countries that are locked away in the middle. But once again, you can't build them and then give it to foreigners to take it over. The idea can't be that. So let's hope that when we put it in place, it doesn't end up with one of these other guys. AGL was not owned by MSC until they bought it out. They will come to you and buy out the little things that you do as well. We are not selling to anyone. Our children deserve to have the benefits of what belongs to them.
Multi-generational thinking. Multi-generational thinking. That is absolutely... I'm excited to hear this. Let's make it work. Let's make it work. Building that tech innovation corridor. Please welcome to the stage, Tsonam Akpaloo. Hope I said your name twice.
Good evening. Yeah, so sad. I'll be the last speaker. Nobody wants to be the last speaker, right? No, everybody's keen.
You're good.
Everybody's keen to go home. But the good news about the last speaker is that you are allowed to speak. You're allowed to speak forever. Nobody will do 5 minutes, 2 minutes, no. So you guys, you are in trouble. But the good thing, however, is that everything I want to say has been said already. I've been there listening to everything. So I think on that note, I can go and sit down. Oh.
Do we have the slides? Just 1 second. Did you send your slides to them? Aaron, did you have slides? 1 second.
Oh, then I can go sit down, right?
Or you can speak about your presentation and you can try and get it out.
Well, so essentially, I'm Tsonam Akpaloo. Tsonam. I'm the only person called Tsonam on planet Earth. Tsonam, yes. Akpaloo, yes. And I run a tech business in Accra called Suku Technologies with clients in about 6 countries. And but very importantly, I chair the Association of Ghana Industries, which is the umbrella body of all companies in Ghana. But I'm also active with the African Union. I chair the African Union Trade and Industry Cluster, African Union ECOSOC, which is one of the main organs of the African Union. So yes, so I'm here in wearing many hats, and I would endeavor to provide perspective on bridging the gap between the African region and the Caribbean region using tech. I really wish I can have the slide there, but so I'll begin by talking about the new chapter between Africa and the Caribbean region. Our new connection is not new. We are not starting from scratch. We share a deep historical and cultural roots, but today we have the opportunity to build new routes, digital routes. In a world that is gradually shifting, our combined market of nearly 1.8 billion people, our shared demographic dividends of young, dynamic population, this is our moment to use digital transformation as the great equalizer. So the theme for this summit today, from my understanding, is empowering futures. The most powerful way to do that is to unite our innovative tech and ecosystems. So Africa has evolved over the years with several tech products and services. If you come to Ghana, for example, there are more mobile phones than there are human beings in Ghana. Almost everyone in Accra, or in Ghana generally, use mobile money. So that's fintech. That's banking right there in their hands. If you go to Nigeria, they have Flutterwave, which is easily revolutionizing the continent with payment systems. There's M-Pesa in Kenya, which everyone used to do payments. There's WePay in the Caribbean. Last year alone, they've done over 500 million transactions. So we have something to offer as continent. We've got something great to offer as continent. Take, for example, our creative sector. Nigerian music, whether you like it or not, is one of the best in the world. If you drive around the world, every country you see the Uber driver will play Nigerian music. Is that not true? Anywhere in the world. Yes. Just last week in Barbados, so I went to the conference in Barbados. I was on the chartered flight as well. Yes, I was. So they premiered a Nigerian movie, but the whole idea is to see how we can create a Caribbean content to fit into a Nigerian setting or an African setting. And it went very well. We had great conversations, MOUs were signed. So there's something going to happen between Africa and the Caribbean. So they've mentioned already about the AFRIASIM, and AFRIASIM truly is doing a lot in the Caribbean. They've set up several funds. They are really contributing a big deal in supporting the Caribbean-African relations. The challenge of all of this is really about logistic and infrastructure development. So yes, Caribbean ASIM talked about how low the trade volumes are, but the challenge is that it's because we don't have the infrastructure to support trade. The desire to trade has always been there. That is why digitization really is the way to go. Oh, we have it now. Let me go. This thing is. So the theme for this presentation really is the tech corridor. What is really the tech corridor? It is a deliberate framework of digital infrastructure, aligned policy, and shared capital. It is a system designed to allow the seamless flow of technology, talent, and investment between the regions. It is the digital and financial highway that turns that 1.1 billion gap into a 1.1 billion reality. The foundation of this corridor is digital trade, and the blueprint already exists. In Africa today, we have what we call the AFTA, the African Union Continental Free Trade Agreement. So this is easily the largest free trade agreement in the world. It's essentially allows African countries to trade between and among each other quota-free, duty-free. The idea is that if you read African Union Agenda 2063, we should have United States for Africa. Recently, the African Union has earmarked the Caribbean as the 6th region of Africa. What we are seeking to do, and I'll be proposing next year General Assembly, that Caribbean should be allowed to benefit directly from the AFTA initiative. And if that happens, we will be trading about 1.8 billion people market, easily the largest market in the world. How do we achieve this? What we've done is that we're currently building a technology that's called Kadodo Africa. It profiles and authenticates African businesses so that they are seen viable, ready for investment. The good thing is that we've just started having conversation to include Caribbean businesses as well. So last week, AFRIASIM is willing to come on board, and then the Caribbean Export, to help us identify the Caribbean businesses as well. Because really, seeing is believing. The African businesses want to go to the portal and see the Caribbean businesses that are willing to do business. So together they can reach each other's profile and connect and trade. So the AFTA initiative, the Kadodo Africa, all of them are heavily anchored based on technology. There are several tech hubs in Africa that are willing to look for markets in the Caribbean. What we are seeking to do is to get AFRIASM to support intra-technological Africa-Caribbean integration. And they are happily willing and ready to have it done. I'll talk about the human capital bridge. So there are very smart young people in Africa and the Caribbean doing a lot of tech stuff. The challenge is that we're not creating the opportunities for them to meet and do business. Look, more than a decade ago, President Obama selected some young people, I was one of them, and sent her to the White House, sent her to on a fellowship. Then he was president of the US. And I said, guys, I'd like you to network, study together, and learn together, and do business together. As a result of that fellowship, it was called Mandela Washington Fellowship. As a result of that fellowship, now I've got business partners across the continent, and we're doing real-time business. So I was telling AFRIASM last week, can we create Africa-Caribbean Fellowship that brings together African business leaders and Caribbean business leaders under one roof for a couple of weeks? I guarantee you a lot will happen. And these are the things that we are really seeking to promote. It was about 7 years ago. Jack Ma selected about 20 tech leaders from Africa. Yes, to understudy him. So I was one of them. We went to Hanju. We spent like several weeks understudying Jack Ma, how he does business. But you see, the good thing, now, all the cloud services I have to buy, I buy from him, from Alibaba, because he's introduced this to us. And he's made sure that all of us, from Fataway to myself to Mpesa, all of us, we meet regularly, virtually, to do business together. Can our leaders come together to bring our citizens together to do business? This is the future. And these are the things that we are hoping that we would achieve as Africa and the Caribbean. I'll end by talking about commitment. So, from Suku technology side of things, yes, we're building technologies to support African Caribbean trade. Last year, we signed an MOU with the Prime Minister of Grenada when he came to Accra to provide technology services in Grenada. He just mentioned to us that first quarter next year, we would begin. The idea is to support SMEs in the Caribbean region. From the African Union standpoint of things, I will be moving next year in the General Assembly, which I'm a member, that the Caribbean region should be allowed to benefit directly from the AFTA initiative. That is the Free Trade Arrangement Initiative. But also, if AU can consider to finance a fellowship that brings together Caribbean businesses and African businesses under one roof. From the Kadodo side of things, we're committed to continue to provide the trust investors require. See, when David was talking, he was talking about trust. For me, the infrastructure for digital trade is trust. You must necessarily ensure that the businesses we're profiling for investment have the trust. And so Kadodo is the one we're using to authenticate their licenses, their certifications, their capacity to ensure that they are ready for investment. And then, overall, I would like all of us to make sure that when we attend these conferences, we necessarily must have a transactional relationship, not only friendships and conversations. Last week, I met somebody at a conference in Barbados. We started doing business. I just got a client in Accra, and we're going to be signing the contract this evening. So, yes, it is possible. Let's make it happen. Thank you very much.